refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFull TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Just for the viewers to know, in order to get this interview with Tony Bellew today, I took his jacket and I almost refused to give it back unless he gave it.
On the table and just left it on the table, mate. It wasn't for you. It was just there so I could see it. And that was the top and bottom. And then for some unbeknown reason, you've come up, took my jacket off the table and walked away and kept hold of it. I didn't even see you take the jacket. Yeah, so that's how you've got here.
Love a hustler. Come on, mate. All right, let's run through.
Ambition.
Thank you. Tony, thoughts? Repeat or revenge for Lara and Wood this week? What do you think?
I'm really open for revenge. I like both fighters. I've got huge admiration for Lee Wood. He's done things the hard way, mate. He really has. He's a fighter who's been on the small hall shows, been part of a camp where he's never been the number one man, never been the number one looked after fighter, and he's part of that. And I want to see him succeed, and I want to see him get his belt back. But it's a mountain to climb against Maurizio Lara. It really is. I think Maurizio Lara is going to be one of the most dangerous 6-round fighters in the world on Saturday night. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't think he's got much more than 6 rounds in him. This quick turnaround favours Lee Wood massively over Maurizio Lara.
So you're optimistic he can pull it off in Manchester this week?
I am optimistic, yeah. But like I said, if he gets involved too much too early, then it's going to be repeat. But if he can navigate his way through the first 6 and keep digging the body of Maurizio Lara, I think you'll see Maurizio Lara unfold in the second half of the fight.
Okay, just moving on from there. With this, I mean, we've spoken about this before, this 4-way heavyweight super night that could end up in the Middle East. Is
it still being talked about? Is it?
Still being talked about.
Has anyone agreed or officially agreed?
I don't think nothing's been signed in that, but just our updates from Eddie Hearn, things are progressing.
He's not telling me. What's he saying?
You two talk all the time, so I'm assuming you know more than me.
We don't usually speak about the boxing that much anymore, which is very strange, but you know, there you go.
Well, the question is at the moment is who fights before that projected date, if it's to happen. So Eddie Hearn is saying that he wants Joshua and he feels like Joshua will fight in August. I think August 12th has been penciled. Okay. But Dillian Whyte's the person that they're looking at to have that fight, according to Eddie Hearn, before going in with Wilder. What do you think about that?
That's dangerous, but all fights are dangerous. I made a statement before Tyson Fury faced Dillian Whyte and said Dillian Whyte is not an easy fight for anyone in the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury just went in there and made it easy because, let's be brutally honest, Dillian froze on the night. And he froze because Tyson Fury made him freeze. Basically, you know, he gave him angles that he couldn't deal with, and he pushed him back and walked him down and bullied him. Made it hard work for him. Used the size and weight advantage to his advantage like he's supposed to. And he beat up Dillian, to be fair, but as I say, Dillian froze. Dillian didn't let his hands go. Dillian wasn't consistent with anything that we'd seen in the previous 10 fights. Dillian's usually got a crazy work ethic and is willing to back himself against anyone. He just didn't against Tyson for some unbeknown reason that to me. So, but you know, he's had a change of heart now. He's changed teams. He's got another new trainer in Buddy McGirt, and I hope he finds himself. But against Josh, now you're dealing with another type of style, a completely different threat here than Tyson Fury. You're now dealing with probably the fastest combination puncher in the heavyweight division and someone who used to let his hands go frequently, but then again has now become a little bit more conservative in his approach to fights, which I don't know how that'll work out and how it'll pay off, but it'll be an intriguing fight with them two. It really will, because in my opinion it will just go back to, this is a London thing, this is a bit personal. It will get there, and I think both will just go, right, you know what, fuck it, let our hands go and let's have it. I genuinely think that's what will happen with them. I think them two are destined to just have mayhem against each other all their careers.
So when the question really I want to ask you about that is, if you're looking at this night that they're trying to put together against AJ and Wilder, forget about Fury and Usyk for a second, say AJ and Wilder, is that fight with Dillian Whyte, if you're kind of
dangerous,
too risky or?
It's dangerous. Every fight in heavyweight division is dangerous, KUGAN. Unless one of them faces a blown-up cruiserweight, every fight's dangerous. Dillian's a true proper heavyweight. So it's dangerous. I would actually say, as I say, blown up cruiserweight is a little bit more safety first approach, but then you risk. So if you were looking for a safety approach, you would look at someone like Michael Hunter, but Michael's a really good fighter, really good boxer. So you take that risk then of being outboxed or being outmaneuvered and outthought. So do you want a guy who's going to stand in front of you, take a few shots, or do you want a guy who's safety first, you don't think he's got the power to hurt you and derail you, but you're also going to have to walk him down, he's got slick feet and stuff like that. So it's a tough one. One thing about AJ is he's at the stage where now he can't really take any easy fights. Like Jermaine Franklin weren't that easy a fight, KUGAN. Jermaine Franklin's a good fighter. So, you know, it is what it is. He's got to fight someone who we all know, to be fair.
What do you think about the opponents that Tyson Fury has been linked with in the last 2-3 days as this kind of fight before?
What's he been linked with now?
Dempsey McKean and also
Who?
he was training over at Tony Sims' gym.
Dempsey McKean, the cruiserweight. Sorry, no, I mean the heavyweight southpaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of them, and the other one is the IBF cruiserweight champion, Opatai.
Okay. Really, Opatai?
Those two names have been linked heavily this week.
Now he's a really good fighter, really clever, really slick, but I don't think he would want to face Tyson Fury. I think that would be a mistake on his part. He's currently one of the best cruiserweights in the world. Recently defeated Marius Bradis. He's a clever, really good fighter. I'm impressed with Opatai, to be fair. Cousin of Tim Cahill. So, good fighter. So, I'd see him staying at cruiserweight. There's big fights there for him, money to be made. The other fella you've named, I knew he was a southpaw.
Dempsey McKean.
Dempsey McKean. Wow, levels. I mean, it's super impressive, but your last three opponents go where Whyte, Chisora and McKean. I mean, and you're the heavyweight champion of the world. Okay. There's no point in me coming because all I get called is an AJ fanboy and a Fury hater. I actually like Tyson Fury. I think he's a brilliant fighter. I just think he doesn't make the wisest decisions. Similar to me, to be honest. I don't make all the right decisions, but I mean, I'd pick better trio of fights than that, but it is what it is.
And you stick by your opinion if Fury is the fight Usyk, which we all want to see. We do want to see it.
He's got to. I mean, when the lads took 70 to 30% of the thing, you just thought it was done, didn't you? How has it not been done, Cougs? I mean, the guy took the lowest end of the stick. It just doesn't make sense. You bring 3 belts to the party, he brings 1, and yet you take 30% of the revenue and he takes 70. I just don't know how it hasn't been done. So, and I know what their teams like to deal with, because I've dealt with them, so I'm speaking from experience. They're the easiest team to deal with ever. They just want to fight. And I know that's what they wanted against Alexander. I spoke to Aegis at ringside a couple of weeks ago. Which fight was we at? It was a few weeks back. Aegis was over here and I had a little chat with him. And he was like, Tone, it's now at the point where he's fed up of agreeing to all. He's agreed to everything. I mean, what did he possibly want next? The blood out of his wrists. And I was like, and they're easy to deal with, KUGAN. They really are. They're just a fantastic team. And like I said, I like Tyson Fury as a fella, and he's sound, but whoever's doing your negotiations and dealing on behalf has just got either a massively inflated opinion of you and what you're worth, or you've just lost your mind and you don't want to fight. It's one of them two things. Such a brilliant fighter being tainted by poor decisions in the background, really poor decisions. And then I suppose his team might come out and say, well, we're not in control of him. I think it looks like that now, with what I'm being told, what's coming out in the media. I think he's announcing that is he a free agent, or is he saying to get me fights, or I don't know. So I just did a 10-fight deal before. What's all I don't know. I just hear people talking. I'm not actually watching on. Yeah, I think he blocked me many moons ago. Not that I was following him to look.
Still blocked?
Yeah, I mean, I've got no problem with that, but you know, who cares? So I don't see what he says or what he does. So it's only when, what's his name, Benson fella. Is that his name? Is it Michael Benson, the fella on social media who
correct, yeah,
constantly drags other people's things and then puts them on his own profile like it was him who done it? I get them off him, to be honest. That's how I see an update. So he's dead good with things like that, because I get to see something of what's going on, and I have to probably stay in the loop, because when I'm talking about boxing on our show, the Zone Boxing Show on our DBS, I've got to really know what I'm talking about, and Michael Benson keeps me informed. So thanks.
It's a great plug for Michael Benson, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's fine. I'm sure a lot of people find his...
Well, IFL don't show me. I mean, I wish you'd show me. Send me. I don't know.
Most of it are our quotes, mate. What's the matter with you?
Okay.
Watch the videos then.
I'll try my best.
I bought tickets for your early fights.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hannah?
Just quickly...
It's gone well over 5 minutes, mate.
Oh no, it's 4 minutes 20 seconds.
Lion bastard.
Eddie Hearn has teased again Ben Eubank because of Ben Eubank now that the Eubank Smith fight's been kind of going to be
Is
rescheduled.
that finished now? Is that off?
Well, it's off for the July the 1st, so it'll be rescheduled again. So Eddie Hearn's come in with a couple of posts.
That's a shame because Liam would have done repeat all day. Liam's just better than him. Too good for him. And it's probably took a while for him to realise that now. So yeah, that's the biggest mouth in Liverpool, letting you know that you got absolutely dealt with.
Oh, he had a pop at you, didn't he, actually, in the presser, didn't he?
Thought I was the biggest household in Liverpool. Correct, I am. By far the biggest. I'm the fattest one too, but don't worry. I've done something you could only dream of doing, son. And that's win a world title. Oh, sorry, and a British, Commonwealth and European to go with that as well. So, see you after, guys. So yeah, keep dreaming, kid. All the very best.
Whatever happened with you and the trainer? Did that? Because he didn't challenge you to a fight. Jermaine Franklin's trainer, didn't he challenge you to a fight? I can't think of his name.
I don't know. Yeah, I think my son showed me something on YouTube. Mate, get a grip of yourself. Do you understand if we got in a boxing ring what I would do to you? I'm 40 years old. I think he said, I forget what age he was. I think, if I'm right in thinking, I think he said I'm 55 and I look like a soccer dad or a soccer mum, whatever he said. I don't even know. I'm assuming a soccer dad is just someone who watches his kid play football. So I'm assuming that I am that. My baby plays for Everton Football Club, and I'm constantly watching him. But if my fists got put into a set of gloves, you would be unconscious within a round. That is just a fact. Because I'm a former world champion who can still pop and has a far better boxing brain than you've ever witnessed or ever seen. So, but I have no problems. I was just trying to tell him, you're trying to attack a man who's just fought 12 rounds, you tit. Grow up. And he chose to jump out of the ring, which he's very lucky because, as you do, you see me stand side on. Once you get within a certain range, it's just a right hand and it's usually a night-night. So, yeah, but I thought Jermaine Franklin done really well that night. So I think Jermaine Franklin's a good fighter. I like Jermaine Franklin. I've got no really problem with Jermaine Franklin. I have no problem with his trainer. I just think you can't be attacking fighters after they've just fought 12 rounds, KUGAN. What an unfair advantage. And with the fists and no gloves on, tit head. So that's what I think I am.
Okay. All right, well, listen.
It's not controversial. It's all gone controversial now.
Well, it's
so
not really controversial.
Well,
Don't worry,
it
won't clickbait it out. Can I say one thing before we end?
Of course, mate.
Good luck on Sunday.
Oh, thank you very much.
Just to be clear, win, it's in your hands, you're out.
It is me, yeah, and that's, that's all we can really hope for. It's in our hands, it's in our destiny's in our hands, and just go out there and the boys have got to get it done. Yeah, they've got to get the job done, mate. No pissing around. Fucking hell. Hopefully Bournemouth are on the beach, and we've just got to get the job done, mate. There is no time for lacklustre performances now. We are at the fucking door of hell, and it's on fire, and you better fucking walk in with a fire extinguisher, boys, and fucking put it out.
Okay, Tony.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much. I did your coat there, by the way. I picked it up for you earlier, just in case you didn't lose it.
That Cougs, no problem at all, mate. But yeah, have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, stay cool, and I'll catch you then. Keep listening to IFL. KUGAN is the only person who's had an interview because he's pestered the life out of me. Just so
I've grafted for this one, haven't I?
I'm still trying to hide. I'm still trying to stay away from the camera. I'm about to get home safe to my family, as everyone knows. And thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,